What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. It definitely helps out the channel analytics, helps me out, which in turn helps out the brothers that I'm trying to help by getting this information out to them. Um, I see now. I see and I've seen that a lot of the things that I discuss on this channel are things that directly uh, impact the lives of quote unquote black men of all ages. So, there's this saying, and it's a very, very good saying that I like. It's, you know, I don't know what I don't know. And it's true. That's why, in life, you should seek out people that know. For instance, I'm not an accountant, right? So if I need help in that department, or if I'm trying to do something in that department, I don't know what I don't know because I don't know. So I should seek out someone that knows, and in doing so, then I can become informed. So if you don't know if you don't know any better, then there's not much you could do about that. So what I'm trying to do is help brothers to know better. That way, we can ultimately do better. Because I go as y'all go. This is like that. That no I in team kind of thing. Like you're only as strong as the weakest link. All those cliches. But it's true. I need at least the information to be out there. That way, brothers have the opportunity to get all on the same page, and then that way we can progress forward. Um, so I'm actually going to start a series, and I think this is going to be the first episode in the series. And that series is going to be called "What is Accountability?" Or I might make it like, "What is accountability to you?" I don't know exactly what the title is going to be, but it's going to be about accountability. Because oftentimes in the quote unquote black community, a lot of our ails come from lack of accountability from the quote unquote black man and women. But obviously, my channel is directed towards black men in general. I'm a black man. That is my perspective. That's who I'm addressing. And then on top of that, like I said before in many videos, you cannot be for the black community if you're not for the black man. So as a man and as a solution oriented thinker, I want to get to the root of the issue. I want to get to the root and stop it there. And that is the black man. That is the root of all of our issues in the black community. It's the black man. And me even saying that, I know that there's going to be some brothers out there that are going to disagree and get all up in their feelings. But that literally goes to accountability. We have to be accountable. We are the head. We are the head. So if something is fucked up in the house, you have to go to the head. If something is fucked up in the school, your kid comes home from school and is complaining about something fucked up in the school, you're going to go to the principal. You're not going to go talk to the fucking janitor. All right? You're going to go to the fucking principal because that's the head. All right? So likewise, shit's going on in the black community, in the black household, you got to go to the head. And right now, the head is the quote unquote black woman in the majority of households, because the matriarchy is running shit right to the fucking ground. So right now, the head is the quote unquote black woman. Now, as I stated, this series is going to be about accountability. Now, if you know anything about women in general, not all but most women do not. They're not even do not. They are allergic to accountability. Okay, they don't even want to come close to that shit. So if you're leaving it up to the woman to hold herself accountable, you got a better chance of fucking getting struck by lightning. Like let's just keep it 100. So obviously I'm going to be doing some videos here and there through the course of time about accountability and the importance of it. And also, I'm going to show some instances on examples on people refusing to take accountability. Now, with that being said, I was watching this video probably about maybe almost a month ago, and I put it in my ideas box because I wasn't watching the video. I was actually listening to it. And then I just started hearing a whole bunch of bitch assness coming from these niggas. And I was like, oh my God. Because the interview started out pretty, like regular. The guy surrounding Jesse, the guy on the left and the guy on the right, are two quote unquote comedians. I mean, they were funny, all right. They were funny when they were sounding like bitches doing this interview. But, so maybe they're like, not even D level, probably like F level comedians. But not to knock them. I mean, hey, to each his own. Some people might like their style of comedy. I really didn't care for it, but I digress. So they're on the show, and then Jesse starts asking them, questions. I don't really want to say serious questions, but in this day and age, whenever you ask anything like, like, um, I, like almost anything is considered like a serious question, unless you're talking about sports nowadays. Everything is considered serious or controversial. So, and that's that's an issue in itself. But so Jesse starts asking him quote unquote serious questions, and then these guys just start like, they start sounding like some bitches, man. And then watch, they're gonna not try to take accountability. And what I like using Jesse Lee Peterson as a backdrop because he asks a lot of these questions that people might call like uncomfortable. They might call them uncomfortable questions. Now, I don't think so. I think they're pretty straightforward questions. But that's why I like it. And he pretty much gets to the point. And when he in his interview style, he's pretty black and white, and I like that as well because I'm pretty black and white. Don't get me wrong. I know that there are many nuanced things in the world, but that doesn't mean that everything has to be. So as long as we can not overcomplicate the simple stuff, we should be okay. All right, so I'm gonna play this video now.
How many if he knows that he has this medical problem, why would he resist arrest?
Right now, they're talking about Eric Garner. Eric Garner, if you don't know, was the quote unquote black dude in Staten Island, I believe. He was pretty big, like 6'3", probably like 300 something pounds. He was selling what you call Lucy's. If you don't know what Lucy is, like cigarettes, and obviously that's illegal. And then he got caught, and then tried to walk away from the cop or whatever. And then one of the cops, tried to subdue him, jumped on his back, and then all the cops came and were trying to get him down. And then he was yelling, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And eventually, he did die. Unfortunately for him, that he lost his life. So right now they're talking about that. Now I'm gonna press play again, and I'm gonna chime in. That was just some context.
I have to take him down
because it shouldn't take you choking him and him having to say "I can't breathe" for you to stop choking. If he can't breathe, you've done your job.
They can't pin him down by.
Okay, stop right there. So he says, if you can't breathe, you've done your job. Now this is like low level thinking, super liberal bullshit. Listen. I have many friends who are cops. I have family members who are cops. I respect cops. It's not an easy job. If I were a cop and I'm subduing somebody, right? Let's use Eric Garner as an example. Like I said, Eric Garner is like 6'3", 300 something pounds. Now me, I'm not a little guy. I'm pretty big, but Eric Garner's bigger than me. All right, I'm like 6'2", 220. So Eric Garner would have at least 100 pounds on me, and at the very least an inch. So say I'm a cop and I have to do this guy, and then he's like, "I can't breathe." I'm not gonna be quick to jump off of any suspect that I have telling me they can't breathe. Why? Because niggas lie. And I don't mean like niggas just talking about black people. I mean everybody in general. Niggas lie. Okay? So if I were to say, oh shit, let me get off of you, and then get off this nigga, and then he fucking bash my fucking head in, like, like, nah, I'm not off that, man. I'm not off that. Not saying that I'm gonna, be careless and reckless about your health and well being. I'm going to try to expedite, the whole process, putting the cuffs on you and then getting you in the car, getting you sat up as fast as possible. But that's also going to be relying upon you and your cooperation. So you can't just take people's words and go with it. If someone's telling you they can't breathe, they could be lying. You know how many cops get killed in action or get fucked up in action? We don't hear about those stories that often, but it happens often. Think about it. All the cops. Think about this country and all the cops that we have and all the interactions that are going on between cops and civilians. It happens. So no, sir. If the guy says I can't breathe, you've done your job. No, because that nigga could get up and start fucking running, or whatever the case may be. So you can't be that naive. But I know a lot of people that are, and we have to. We gotta wake up and understand that you gotta understand the reality that we're living in. People do fucked up shit all the fucking time.
His shoulders.
That's
Four
the
guys can't
result.
pin him down by his shoulders. He wasn't the Hulk. He
But
wasn't
that's-
like Ben Grimm. He
So let
could-
me
Why
ask,
do people think that
had
black
he
folks
not-
have this superpower? We don't.
It's funny he says that he wasn't the Hulk. He wasn't Ben Grimm. You gotta understand something. The guy was. It took 4 people to take him down. They needed 4 people to take him down. I'm not sure if you guys seen the video, but they needed like that one. The one dude was on his back, and and choking him, and he was still just walking around and everything. Like they needed help to get that man down. And God, if the dude would have fell backwards, he could have crushed that dude. You know what I'm saying? He could have crushed him and split his skull on the goddamn ground. So. I like objectivity. I get it. You don't want to see people that look like you or from neighborhoods like you being killed by the cops, especially like in a way that he was killed. It wasn't anything. There was like no decorum involved. It wasn't like it was kind of rough. For someone to go out, kind of like the George Floyd. Like you don't want to see that. But that doesn't just because you don't want to see it and you may not like it doesn't mean that some of it wasn't quote unquote deserved. Because there's a YouTuber called Chronicles of Judah 144, and he has this series where the series is called "You Get What You Deserve," and it's true. In life, you get what you deserve. You make your bed and you lie in it. Now, sometimes we might look at things and say, was it worth his life? Did he have to die? Sometimes the price is pretty high. Yes, I must admit, sometimes the price is pretty high. But you know what? That is the gamble that the person took when they decided to do whatever they were doing that led to that. That's just the reality of the situation. Was it worth that person's life? Well, I don't know. I have to ask that person. I have to ask George Floyd. George Floyd, was it worth your life, George Floyd? I have to ask Eric Garner. Was it worth your life, Eric Garner? I can't ask them because they're already in the other realm, but I have to ask them. And because I can't, I must assume that their life wasn't that important to them because they didn't think. They just acted with reckless abandonment, and just did whatever the hell they wanted to do, without and thinking there's not gonna be any consequences. Well, I got news for you. Everything has consequences to it. Everything. So, and that's the level of accountability that the black community that refuses to accept. And don't get me wrong, I get it. There's a lot of what they call like Uncle Toms out here. That like for instance the Hodge twins, those dudes. Now I don't really care for them at all actually, because and I said this to someone the other day. when I speak on these topics, I try to remain objective as possible, and clear minded. Keep the emotion out of it. You don't need that. You don't need the feelings. Oh, well, I feel. No, well, let's just go about what you think. Let's use our brains here. So I like to do that. And I'm not doing it for any kind of credit from quote unquote blacks or quote unquote whites. I'm just telling the truth. The truth how I see it. How I perceive it to be, that's how I'm telling it. And it's not my truth that I'm telling. I'm telling the truth. There's this thing nowadays where people are going, oh, my truth, that's my truth, my truth. No, my truth and your truth. Like, no. I don't do all that bullshit, okay? You can have your truth all the fuck you want. In my opinion, and my thought on that is that is your opinion. Because the truth is there's one truth. And in any situation, there's one truth. So let's deal with the truth, the facts. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, the black community doesn't want to take accountability. The black community doesn't want to say, you know what, George Floyd, very unfortunate what happened to you, but you put yourself in that position. And again, was the price high? I don't know. Because maybe George Floyd didn't value his life. Me, I value my life. So my life has a high price tag on it. So that means you won't see me putting myself in positions where things like that can happen. And because you don't see me in those situations, things like that don't happen to me. And again, so back on the Hodge twins. When they do their stuff, they're pandering to quote unquote conservative white people. And that's basically why I dislike them. If you want to just speak on something, to speak on it, that's one thing. But if obviously they have an agenda, and that's whack. I'm not out here I'm not out here trying to score points for any side. I'm telling the truth, and I'm telling the truth to the quote unquote black man. That way we can avoid such pitfalls. Okay, we don't need that.
Had he not tried to resist arrest, would they have had to take him down?
No, wait. We can't glance over what was just said. 4 officers were there to take one person down. Either the dude is resisting arrest and he has all of this energy, or you are choking him. 3 officers are watching and he's saying, I cannot breathe. That's not resisting arrest.
So let me ask, when they tried to put the hand...
So he just tried to reframe the question that was asked in a very roundabout way. Now, look, if you ever seen a video, he was resisting arrest. If an officer's trying to arrest you, put handcuffs on you, and you're walking away, that's resisting arrest. Period. Look, just like in basketball, when they call a foul on somebody, and the basketball players, they always try to go to the ref and complain and say it wasn't a foul. I've never seen a call get reversed like that. In all my years, I've never seen a call get reversed like that. In all my years playing basketball, I've never seen a call get reversed like that. And I was never the type to go into the ref. Now, would I be mad about a call? Would I just think, hey, this motherfucker is blind? Yeah, but I'm not gonna go to the ref because it's not gonna change anything. And again, I say this all the time. In my life, I preach. In life, you should focus and focus on what you can control. Control what the fuck you can control, because that's all you can control. So same thing, with this. If a cop is arresting you for whatever fucking reason, right? Whether you did wrong, you didn't do wrong, just go with it. Go with it. And then, go about it the right way. If you didn't do anything wrong, then obviously, get your lawyer, make that phone call, have your people come, alibi, whatever the case may be. But for the most part, there's no reason to resist. Black man, you are already considered a threat. Already. Just for being you. So now you start, resisting, and now the cop's mind has to race. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Don't put yourself in a position where anything like that can go wrong. Officer wants to detain you, whatever. Okay, officer. If you want to ask him why, you can ask why. I know sometimes they'll not give you an answer. That's the case, whatever. But look, you'd rather get locked up for some shit you didn't do and then be able to fight your way out of that than fucking get shot over some bullshit and now you can't do nothing because you're dead.
Cuffs on him, and there were not 4 officers there to take him down. But had not he tried to resist putting the handcuffs on, they never would have had to take him down.
So is his death justified?
And unless something else would have happened between.
See, and that's another quote unquote wokety, super liberal tactic. Was the death justified? And this is the issue with that. Because pretty much what that means is, did he deserve to die? And at the end of the day, what I know is that he died over that. So it goes back to him. Was it worth your life, Mr. Garner, or Mr. Floyd? Was it worth your life? If you valued your life, you would have not put yourself in that life-threatening situation. That's it. That's it. That's it, man. That's the answer to the question. You have to value your own life.
Then and now, he will still be alive. He brought that upon himself.
His death was not.
He did bring it upon himself. He did. He did, man. He's out there selling loosies. Look, it was a very unfortunate event that happened. Very unfortunate. But again, I can't keep just repeating this, but that's how simple it is. Very unfortunate, but he didn't care and cherish his life and see value in his own life. Because if he did, he wouldn't have put himself in that position.
Justified. It's been proven.
Did he bring it upon himself, though, by resisting arrest?
No, he
knowing
did not.
that he had.
See, they're saying no. He didn't pull it. He didn't bring it upon himself by resisting arrest. How did he not bring it upon himself by resisting arrest? This is the tomfoolery. The man. How can you say no? He didn't bring it upon himself by resisting arrest. So people could just go around resisting arrest. You don't have to get arrested. So the cops have no authority to arrest anybody. Like you hear the nonsense?
If he is saying the words, I cannot breathe,
over and over again,
you cannot be resisting arrest if you're fighting for your life. Man, hey man, hold up. This is what I don't get. What superpower do black people possess that people think that we are, like he said, the Hulk? The dude is choking him. He's one behind him. There are officers right here. They're taking one person down.
My question.
No, we did answer the question. First of all, he's not resisting arrest, and they're choking him.
He was already incapacitated.
No, when they went up to him and said, "Hey, put your hands behind your back," and they were trying to arrest him, and he fought, refusing to be handcuffed. They had to get him and take him down. Had not he done that, would the situation turn out the way it did?
So
yes or no to that question?
See, Jesse asked a very direct question, and that is what happened. How Jesse portrayed it. When they were like, when they wanted to arrest him, he started walking away, trying to get away, like nah, putting his hands up like he didn't want to put the cuffs on, all that stuff. So yes, that is resisting arrest. And because he did that, because he decided to go that route, things escalated. Now watch this and see what these guys have to say about that. Because again, it's very clear.
They were at fault.
No.
That's the answer.
Was he at fault for resisting?
They were at fault. Oh my God, man. Look, this is part of the problem, man. We got dudes out here. Like, these are the real coons. People like this. These are the real coons, man. These niggas is the real coons, bro. What the fuck you mean is their fault? They were responding to him. Look, let's just start from the beginning. He was doing wrong, selling loosies. The cops responded to him. The cops said, we're going to arrest you. He responded, no, you're not. Then it escalated, because let's just stop right there. What are the cops supposed to do? Call in, oh, he said he's not going to get arrested, so we'll meet at Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, 10-4. No, that ain't going to fucking happen. So then obviously it escalated. And then from that point on, what happened. He put himself in that position. Look, the advice that this guy and his freaking partner on the left are giving, I really do not believe that they will be giving the same advice to their children, to their young sons. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt anyone with a fucking brain in the black community is telling their fucking kids, hey, yeah, you could, do what Eric Garner did. He shouldn't have been killed. What he did was fine. He shouldn't have been killed. So what he did was fine. If there are people out there telling their kids that shit, I feel sorry for you and for your fucking your children's untimely death, because that's what you do. That's what you're doing. You're setting them up to fail. These guys are fucking jokes.
The handcuffs.
Again, how can he be resisting if he can't breathe?
If breath can't come.
See, these niggas is look. They remind me of women, because they're delusional as hell. Jesse just made the point very clear. When the cops arrived and said, we're going to arrest you because you were selling the loosies, he said, no, you're not, and resisted arrest. They keep going back and saying, oh, how could he resist arrest when he couldn't breathe? You're taking, look, I don't know if it's like cognitive dissonance, like they're just like, they're doing it on purpose, or they really just can't see. But that's that liberalism bullshit. They don't want to take accountability. It's always on the quote unquote white man. Are a lot of things out there on the quote unquote white man? Yes. But again, let's focus on what we can control. All right? Eric Garner controlled his fate that day. That's the reality. You know, he couldn't breathe after he put the cops in a situation where they had to take his ass down. Now, if he would have been like, okay, here, just book me. I'm going to be out in 24 hours, whatever. And then they put the handcuffs on him. And then the second they put the handcuffs on him, the nigga just started hyperventilating. That's fucking different. That would have been completely fucking different. But that's not what happened. The nigga tried to fight. The dude jumped on his back, started choking him out to get him down because he still wasn't going down. And then he's yelling he can't breathe.
This was before he was on the ground. This was before he was on the ground. He was standing there, and they tried to put handcuffs on him. He fought back, wouldn't allow them to happen, and they took him down. Had not he fought against the cops, would he have had to go down?
Oh my goodness! Listen.
Yes or no to that? Avoiding that question.
I'm going to answer.
Why do black people like?
You see this shit? It's like, like that bitch ass energy. The nigga asks a straightforward question. Very simple question, like a fucking layup. If he did not resist arrest, do you think it would have escalated and he would have died? And this guy's like, oh, let me tell you. Like no, nigga, oh my God, I can't.
I'm going to answer the question. Okay, it's not.
No, wait. No, I'm glad that you said it. Okay. I'm glad that you said what you just.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna end this one, and then we'll catch up the rest on part 2, because I thought I could do just one video on this, but I forgot. I forgot how idiotic these niggas was, and there's just too much material. So yeah, I'm gonna pick up on part 2.